The correct pronunciation of the article a place, a time, a person, is always going to be It's always going to be schwa. But native speakers do sometimes say something a little bit more like a person. I think of a person. And I think this mostly has to do with either when someone is reading something and they see this, because the letter is called a, they may have a tendency to say a, or if there's some reason why it's stressed or I'm lingering on it. So I might say, for example, if I was trying to think of I'd probably say that think of and I would hold on the schwa. But this is kind of an ugly sound that people don't always like to hold because usually it's very short. Part of what makes schwa schwa is that it's unstressed and short. So when we get to a case like think of a, we may not always hold on we might change to more of think of a. That's one place where I hear people do that. Other places where people say a, maybe when they're starting on it, if they're just saying a project. To me, it always sounds wrong even when native speakers do it, but you're right. Native speakers do sometimes say a. What I always recommend to my non-native speakers though is just focus on using because it's always going to sound natural. The problem for a non-native speaker, if they're using some sort of a, is that you may use a sound from your native language like or something that doesn't really match. A native speaker can kind of get away with this because they're going to be using either this kind of full a diphthong we have or something that's natural for American English. A non-native speaker, if they're not using and they go to a clear vowel, are likely to use not the same thing a native speaker would. So in general, focus on thinking of these as and keeping them nice and short and unstressed. That's definitely something that a lot of people ask about, and I think it's important to know, and it's one of the obviously most common words we use, probably the second most common word we use overall. So if you're using it incorrectly, it's going to have a big impact on how you sound.